The history of mankind in Africa is the most extensive among all continents. It originates at least 4 million years ago. Scientists even believe that humanity originated here, so it is not surprising that amazing discoveries are sometimes made on this continent. This is truly a goldmine of human history. I present to your attention 10 shocking discoveries that have recently been made in Africa. Did you know that the African continent is slowly splitting into pieces, forming a new ocean? The East African Rift and the Danakil Desert in this region of Ethiopia is a truly unique place where, as a result of the divergence of two tectonic plates, a new ocean is born. There are countless volcanoes, faults and cracks, as well as an amazing variety of animals and people who have adapted to the harsh environment over time, despite the fact that it is being destroyed. The eruption of a nearby volcano in 2005, followed by a period of intense seismic activity, led to the formation of cracks in the Earth's crust. During the earthquake, the Earth split to form a large fault known as the Day Bahu Fault, according to eyewitnesses. The crack moved south like an unbuttoning zipper. All this happened in a matter of days. Over the next few months, hundreds of crevices were noticed on the surface of the desert. At the same time, scientists observed magma rising from the depths of the Earth, which eventually it will become a basalt layer of the ocean floor. Usually geological processes such as the formation of rivers, seas and mountains occur extremely slowly, but in this case everything develops with stunning speed. Due to its dystopian appearance, this skyscraper was used as a film set for such sci-fi thrillers as District Number 9 and Resident Evil. The last chapter, the 55-story Ponta City Tower, with a height of 173 meters, is located in Johannesburg, the largest city in South Africa. The tallest residential building in Africa turned out to be in such a neglected state that it was nicknamed Vertical Slums. Once there were even proposals to turn it into a multi-story prison, so badly built in 1975. The skyscraper was supposed to occupy a central place in an area that was considered promising at that time. 3-story penthouses crowned a round tower with saunas, a jacuzzi, a patio from which an incomparable view opened at first. This building was one of the most attractive in Johannesburg, but then it abruptly lost its charm, turning into a notorious slum. If the building from the outside seemed frightening to you, it's nothing considering once inside him, there was a pile of garbage several floors high. For a long time, the tower was avoided by many residents of the city and tourists. But now it is rapidly changing its image. The building is fully populated, and there is even a queue of those who want to move into it. The third largest diamond in the world, a gem the size of a chicken egg and weighing 1098 carats, was found in Botswana. The value of the diamond, found in the world's richest mine, is about $46 million. This find is the largest gem of jewelry quality mined in the 50-year history of the company. In simple terms, the formation of diamonds occurs when carbon deposits are deep in the bowels. The Earth is exposed to high temperature and pressure. Some stones form within a few days or months, while others take millions of years. Most natural diamonds like once millions, if not billions of years. And interestingly, the growth of a diamond is not always a continuous process. The formation of a diamond can be suspended by a change in temperature or pressure. Then the gemstone waits hundreds or even millions of years until the conditions necessary for continuation appear. Growth, despite the fact that no one knows how old this stone is. This diamond is the third largest in the world. The largest ever found in the world was a diamond weighing 1,106 carats found in South Africa in 1905. The second largest was a diamond the size of a tennis ball, discovered in 2015. Even with its surreal appearance, the Dead Valley in Namibia is known as the most picturesque lifeless place on Earth. It is difficult to forget this barren, harsh landscape. At night, you can see the clearest sky in the world. The name of this place literally translates as Dead Valley. It is located in the zone of one of the harshest climates on Earth, in the lowlands between the highest dunes in the world. The trees died about 600 years ago. The rich red dunes surrounding this area, scorched by the century. Old sun, got their shade due to age. The brick color of the sand is caused by a large content iron in its composition. The brightest shades can be observed during sunrise and sunset, believe it or not. But once a river flowed here and a large variety of trees and plants grew, scientists believe that once upon a time there was an oasis formed by abundant precipitation and the Kayah River overflowed its banks. Favorable conditions were created for plants, including the provocation verb, the length of which can reach 17 meters in height. But about 900 years ago, the dunes they gradually began to block the access of water to the oasis, and a drought broke out in this area. Life quickly faded away, and soon only dry tree trunks reminded of the once fragrant corner of nature. Mysterious desert keyholes there are scientific works and various theories about these colossal structures. But we can definitely say that these elaborately constructed stone monuments, whose shape resembles keyholes, are located throughout the national park in Algeria up to the Ahaga Highlands. Some of them are very small, about 8 meters, and some huge monuments up to 300 meters are framed by mysterious circles and contain circles inside placed in a certain place according to modern knowledge. These keyholes are probably the oldest of all known monuments of the Sahara. However, their purpose can only be guessed. There are rumors even about alien interference. One theory suggests that, in fact, these are tombstones. But how old are these then? The Islamic burial mounds are probably only about 3,000 years old, maybe twice as old more at this time. Megalithic tombs became widespread. Around the world, they were most impressive in ancient Egypt. It is interesting that these mounds are almost always oriented to the east within the zone of the rising sun, which may relate to local beliefs of that time associated with rebirth and the afterlife. The land that God created in anger is what the locals call this place. The Skeleton Coast has a notorious reputation. The sailors called this place the Gates of Hell, and the ships scattered along the coast testify to numerous shipwrecks on the coast due to the cold ocean current, thick fog stand. Most of the year and precipitation rarely exceeds 13 mm per year. The climate here is extremely. The inhospitable coast is replete with shipwrecks, stuck on shifting sand dunes where not a single human settlement has been visible for centuries, a deadly combination because of the thick fog and strong currents. It caused many shipwrecks if the ship ran aground. The sailors were waiting for a grim fate. Any survivor would find himself in an unexplored desert without food and drinking water. So finding human bones here is common from time to time. The rough surf subsides so much that you can find a new sunken ship's grave, and along the coast you can find the remains of the crew members who tried to. The Skeleton Coast National Park was established in 1971 and occupies 6 million hectares along the coastline, remaining untouched by the amazing beauty of the terrain. 7 colored lands, geological formation, and a famous tourist attraction located in the southwest of the island of Mauritius, near the village of Chamarel, is a relatively small area of sand dunes consisting of sand of 7 different colors: red, brown, purple, green, blue, purple, and yellow sand, randomly arranged in different layers, so the dunes painted in different colors seem fantastic. It is believed that different shades of color appeared as a result of cooling molten volcanic rocks at different external temperatures, but the reasons for their uniform spontaneous distribution are not yet fully understood. Another strange feature of the dunes, it lies in the fact that they are similar. They do not blur despite heavy and frequent rains. But it is not difficult to guess why the place has become one of the main tourist attractions of the island. Since the 1960s, its natural beauty has attracted a huge number of tourists here. Although visitors decided to climb the dunes, they can look at this amazing landscape from observation decks located along the fences. A pastor from South Africa made headlines around the world by staging a strange prank. In the pictures show how a religious figure puts his hands on the chest of a dead man and shouts, "Rise up!" A man who allegedly died of an unknown disease opens his eyes and sits in a coffin with his mouth and eyes wide open to the shouts and cheers of parishioners gathered around him. The video with the revival of a dead man quickly went viral. Users posted their own dramatic dramatizations of the revival. However, this caused a negative reaction from the funeral home hired for after the burial. They released a press statement in which they denied this hoax. The company wrote in a statement, "We are in the process of litigation in connection with malicious damage to our reputation soon after." Even the church denied this video, telling local media that it was not a miracle. Resurrection News Buildings also began to report it, and a little more time before the authorities and religious figures issued statements condemning the actions of the pastor. In 2003, a pilot was flying over the hills of this region of South Africa when suddenly the plane was forced to sit on the mountainside after getting out of the plane. The pilot saw in front of him 3 monolithic 5-ton stones sticking out of the ground, and behind them a huge stone circle. Scientists have established a certain connection between the location of the stones. Perhaps this is the only example in the world of an active and not damaged megalithic stone calendar. Megaliths that were called the Adam Calendar and also nicknamed the African Stonehenge for at least 75,000 years is one of the oldest man-made structures found on Earth. It predates the Stonehenge of Great Britain and the Great Pyramid of Giza by tens of thousands of years. Experts around the world call this place the largest among many thousands of ancient stone ruins found in southern Africa. It directly connected to the ancient gold mines of King Solomon and discover a new hidden part in human history. This place is aptly named Adam's Calendar because the stones are positioned so as to catch the movement of the sun that casts shadows on the rock, and to this day, megaliths work perfectly as a calendar following the shadow of the setting sun. In the 1970s, the president of the Democratic Republic of the Congo spent more than $100 million to build a luxurious palace complex in the village where his family came from at that time. The president's village became known as the Versailles Jungle. There was also an international airport that was large enough to land a jet plane 50 years ago. It was a small village for 1,500 people, it was not even marked on maps, with mud brick houses. But after 10 years, the village turned into a huge city with 5-star hotels, supermarkets, hospitals with high-tech equipment and palace. Houses for the president was even a nuclear bunker that could accommodate more than 500 people. In addition, there was also a Coca-Cola bottling plant. However, the level of corruption in the government was simply prohibitive according to the most conservative estimates. The president who built the luxurious place stole $5 billion from his country, and some sources even call the figure 15 billions when the president was removed from power in 1997. This architectural complex was looted and destroyed. Today it lies in ruins and is swallowed up by the jungle. Now let's talk about the 2012 sci-fi film Prometheus. At the beginning of the film, a character known as an engineer appears in front of us. This is a huge muscular alien, like human being, a similar creature that later appears in the film again and looks very similar to this head dug out of sandy ruins according to the plot of the feature film. The engineer sacrifices himself, thereby the beginning of life on the planet. Therefore, discovery made in Africa shocked the whole world. Is it really an alien race of so-called engineers in front of us? According to supporters of this ideas, aliens could play a role not only in the extermination of dinosaurs, but also in the construction of the Egyptian pyramids. There are many people who believe that aliens visited the Earth even before our story was written. Can such a discovery become the proof we need were there giant aliens on Earth before humans appeared? How can this be explained? Write your opinion in the comment. And that's it for me. If you liked this video, do not forget to rate it, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell. For me, your activity is best reward. Thank you for your attention. See you soon for now.